Justin Ishbia is a name that's growing around Chicago. People are growing very, very fond of, but people were a little taken back on why there wasn't news come Friday. We did have Jared Willis down in spring, and I asked him, hey, did you hear anything on Friday about Ishbia? And he said, no. But I think we were reading it wrong. So if we go back to the John Greenberg and Dan Hayes piece of The Athletic, where they talked about Ishbia abandoning the Twins ownership and pursuing increasing his White Sox stake, this is a paragraph. White Sox limited partners were recently informed that an investor wanted to buy their shares at a franchise valuation around $1.8 billion, according to people briefed on the discussions who were not authorized to speak publicly. While they aren't required to sell, their stakes would be diluted by this new investor. The deadline for the decision is next Friday. The Athletic has confirmed the buyer is Ishbia, who had been a limited partner for the team of years, or of the team for years. The deadline for the partners was last Friday. So they could still be compiling of who is selling, who is not. So I don't think that, again, we should have been looking at Friday as a deal of Ishbia is going to be increasing his ownership on that day. I think it's a process that is way over my head. I went to a Southside Catholic Blue school. You're not going to have me explain baseball ownership from a way that it's like diluted between several partners. I'm not smart enough for that, people. But I think I am smart enough to think that I think the deadline for those people to tell was Friday. And I think we're probably going to get more information this week because they'll finally get a true number that they can go to Ishbia and say, hey, these are the amount of stakes that you're buying valued at $1.8 billion. This is how we're going to split up the money, yada, 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 yada. So if you're worried about Justin Ishbia's inclusion with the Chicago White Sox and him increasing his ownership, don't be. I think it's a process that will play out before opening day over the next 3 weeks.